Hey everyone, it's Evie. I am here doing 31 Days of Tarot. I'm going to do prompts 7 through 4 today. And my computer screen is right over here, and so if you see my eyes grabbing over here, that's where the prompts are on the screen. The day 7 on the 31 Days of Tarot is most worked deck of 2017 and why. Honestly, 2017 was the year of knocking out a lot of those decks off of my wish list. Those decks that have been burning a hole in my wish list. And I just went ahead and just knocked and eliminated a lot of those burning holes in your wish list kind of decks. So I'm actually feeling a very interesting time in my tarot journey, or the first time in my tarot journey in a long time, that I'm not wanting decks. And I'm not feeling drawn to buy any new decks at this moment in time, even though I did get the Modern Spellcasters Tarot the other day as a going away gift from my husband. So there you go. But it's really funny because I'm not really feeling drawn uh, buying decks. I'm not feeling drawn to any of the new decks. And I feel pretty content with my collection where it is. And watch me say this, and I buy a crap load of decks this coming year. Don't judge me. And but the most to answer the question in the 31 Days of Tarot of the most worked decks, or the most worked deck in 2017 and why, probably have to be. I know I'm gonna get a lot of people going, "Oh my god," but it might have to be the Good Tarot. It really might have to be the Good Tarot, and it's not even using it as a reading deck. I'm using this deck, the Good Tarot, as a story deck, or a deck that I use to tell stories. So I'll just show you one or two cards, just for the sake of time. And here are the backs. I'm not saying that they're a bad reading deck. It's not a bad reading deck, but they make a really good story card, story decks, and I think it is a really good box, sturdy box from Hay House. Yeah, I think this is a Hay House deck, and it's one of their first tarot decks, or only tarot decks. They don't do too many tarot decks, but this is one of the tarot decks that they finally released this year. And I really like the Good Tarot as far as a good storytelling deck. And I just like the digital art in it. And the digital art is really nice in the Good Tarot. Day number 8 is top 5 decks on your wish list right now. So let me go ahead and go onto my Amazon wish list on my pad. And let me see if I could tell you which ones are the top ones in my Amazon wish list. Okay, this is. I strangely recently been looking at the image of the dreams, not the dreams guy, but the guy in tarot. The one by, what was it? Jonah Powell Colbert, the Gaia Tarot, and it is this deck. It's on my, just recently been on my wish list because I was really looking through the images and really looking through the cards and going, I could see myself actually reading with this deck. I'm not usually that kind of person, but I was like, I could see myself reading with this deck. I really would want this deck. And another one on my Amazon wish list is the Tarot of Shadows. And it's not the deluxe version. I think the deluxe version is sold out, by the way. But it is one a deck that I saw recently that I said, oh my goodness, this is going to be a deck that I could see myself using for not just clients, but myself shadow work wise, studying, diving deep into the demons and all that stuff. Oh, I could just totally see myself working on that stuff. I really love that kind of stuff. And one that just kind of burns a hole right now, I'm going to try to say 5, but is the Vice Versa Tarot. I really love, or the Tarot Kids. And the reason why this one is really burning a hole in my deck wish list is because I am so in love with the concept of using the front and the back of the cards as a way to tell a story and all that stuff. And so I just think the idea of it is just so ingenious. Using both sides of the deck as a way of divination. Trying to see what other stuff that would be burning a hole in my wish list. Okay, this one that I've seen around, and it's really been burning a hole in my wish list because it would be part of that Native American deck collection that I have, or the Native American decks I have, is the Sacred Visions Oracle cards. I see it at Books A Million all the time. That's what it is. I see it at Books A Million all the time, and I just look at it and just say, I could see myself really using these Oracle cards really intuitively. And then I have things like, okay, and then the last one I'm going to show you for my deck wish list is the top 5 is going to be the, oops, the Raven's Prophecy Tarot is the last one I'm going to show you. And then, of course, I got other things on my wish list, like the Tarot Noir. I would like a backup copy. I've been playing with the idea of getting the Star Tarot, the Hidden Realms, the Alchemical Tarots by Robert M. Place Tarot decks, White Witch Tarot, Ludi Lescott's, the Tarot of the Cat People, and of course David Bright's Tarot Within Tarot and Guardian Tarot, Fountain Tarot, mass produced, yada 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 yada. But it really, I don't really feel the drive to knock these decks out of my wish list as badly as I felt like knocking out some of those decks I already did for 2017. So, I hope that answered that prompt without going too rambly. So, what is my next one? Tarot goals of 2018. My tarot goals of 2018 has to be especially with me personally, I feel like I need to complete the J Shadows Tarot, the deck that I've been painting and working on. I need to finish that up. So, and this year, and hopefully I could get it by the end of Christmas this year. I'm really hoping that I could get at least provide something by the end of this year, for whether it be in the majors only or at least majors only. If during the, I think I could knock out the majors only in the summer maybe, but I don't want to jinx myself. But I really do feel like that I could definitely promise that I could get it at least provide something at the J Shadows Tarot by the end of this year. I can promise that part, but I can't promise the whole entire deck being. I don't know how things are going to look like with Judith and all. It all depends on her and her health and her stability. But that's my major tarot goal this year. And then, of course, I got smaller goals, tarot goals this year, like doing more live chats, actually being structured, which I am never structured in my live chats, or doing YouTube videos. I'm planning to do more consistent YouTube videos of tarot, and that's part of my tarot goals for this year. And other than that, I do need to journal more and things like that. It's like I know I need to do this, but I really don't have that time on my hand or free time on my hand with Judith at the moment. So we'll just work with what I got. Number 10. Day 10 would be deck tarot decks that you want to work with more in 2018. The tarot decks that I want to work more with in 2018 is all of them. I'm really trying to go through my tarot collection and trying to figure out what stays and what goes, because I've been saying this to people in live chat recently. I've been saying this to my mom and things like that. Like, I really don't know if these are going to be heirlooms and they're going to be passed on to Judith or Morgan, my daughters. I don't know if they are into tarot enough to inherit a entire deck collection. And I don't know if they're the kind of daughters that would just sell my deck collection if I passed away either. So I don't know how they're going to turn out until they grow up or get older, if they are going to be tarot girls or not. But I know definitely my husband he likes tarot, but he is only has like one deck that he uses consistently, which is like the Vision Quest Tarot and the Native American Tarot deck. Those are the only two tarot decks he ever uses. And so it's kind of hard to say. It's hard to say. In Oracle decks, which is day 11, I would say the same thing. What kind of Oracle decks do you want to work with in 2018? I'm not really an Oracle deck kind of person, but I would love to work with the ones that I don't really use or don't really work with, because I got quite a good collection of Oracle decks and I just don't use them. And I'm feeling like it's about time to start getting real. You know, like when you're talking about you getting real with yourself and your collection. And I just really don't need, when you're talking about needing tarot decks or needing things, I don't really need the 100+ deck collection. And yes, it's nice to have a library, and I've been hearing people saying that they've been thinking about downsizing, but then they realize, oh my goodness, but I got this beautiful library of tarot decks. I agree, but I don't really, and knowing myself personally, I don't need 100+ decks, and I already have 100+ decks. And I need to figure out what I want to do. If this is it, this is all the decks I'm ever gonna want in the world, or is this, or I want to downsize my collection that I have already. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out in 2018. I'll let you know, and maybe in 2019 I will be still sitting here saying the same thing. You just don't know. And so, prompt 12. What started you reading tarot? Why did you continue to read? Okay, I've answered this in last year's 31 Days of Tarot, and I've answered this some in some of my random chats and other video prompts and things like that. And that's why I decided to group some of these prompts together, because it was some of the repeats. What really got me start reading tarot was my family's divorce. My mom and dad separated, and I was fallen from the church, and that really got me started reading tarot. I got my first tarot reading at 18. I really fell in love and was taken by tarot the first reading I got, and I was just so amazed by the cards. I was so amazed by the reader and her ability to read the cards and get a very accurate and pretty cool reading. I don't even could tell you what my first tarot reading is about, or what was in my first tarot reading, but it profounded me so much that I bought my own deck and continued to read cards, and my first deck was the Robin Wood deck. And I don't know if that was a prompt in the 21 Days of Tarot challenge now that I've said that, so let's just go on. So day number 13, and then this is where I think I've decided I was going to end this grouping of 31 Days of Tarot. And is, what is your best, worst, memorable tarot moment of 2018? For an example, there was a message you were shocked to get or received, the theme you keep getting, a deck that surprised you, or a reading that stuck with you. this kind of gets a very interesting question because uh to the I think they meant most memorable moment in 2017. I think that's what they meant, but they said 2018. But so the most best, worst, memorable tarot moment of 2017 for me would be I got lot of messages and tarot. I did a lot of readings for myself with Judith, and a lot of times death came up, or death was the card that kind of was my stalker card, and that was a very consistent theme that really freaked me out. And I think I even worried some other people out during a live chat one time when they even got death for me when I asked them what kind of cards they drew while we were doing a unison tarot reading during a live chat once, and it was death was a very consistent theme, and it was so persistent, and it was so much of a theme of 2018, not 18, but 2017, that it kind of wigged me out really bad. Like, oh my gosh, is Judith really gonna pass away from whatever she has, or is this really meaning a rebirth or a change in the situation, or is a new something or other is gonna come, or a big change is gonna come, and it's gonna break the cycle basically. So that was a very shocking theme. That was a very shocking readings and themes that just kept popping up for 2017, and it just kept being persistent, and it just wakes me out during the time that it just stayed and lingered. And okay, I will go ahead and do prompt day number 14 just to get myself all caught up so I don't have to worry about it in the next few days, which is share your favorite divination tool aside from tarot. And my favorite divination tool aside from tarot has to be the Lenormand decks, because I do a lot of professional Lenormand readings on Etsy, and I do a lot of professional Lenormand readings outside of tarot. And actually, it is my go-to divination alternative divination tool from tarot. So I'm going to stick with Lenormand decks. So there you go. That is my days 7 through 14 days of 31 days of tarot prompts. And I'm going to just leave it at that, and catch up on more later on a later date. I think I even caught myself up till like a way past what I yeah, it gives me until not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday to do 31 days of tarot, and I can catch up on other people's prompts and everything like that. So I hope everybody enjoyed my answers. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna try to watch and catch up on everybody else's 31 days of tarot as well, because we all have, you guys got so many really good answers and pointers and tips and stuff with this 31 days of tarot. So I love you all. Kisses, hugs.